Bill Russell didn't just win games, he changed the game of life. With 11 rings on his fingers and a fearless voice for justice, he proved that being a champion wasn't just about basketball.
In the history of basketball, few rivalries can match the intensity, talent, and sheer dominance of two legends. One known for his unstoppable scoring, the other for his unmatched winning mentality. These two titans of the game didn't just define an era, they redefined what it meant to be great.
Whole season. "7 feet, 1 inch tall."
This is the story of the greatest rivalry in basketball history, where athleticism met strategy, where individual brilliance clashed with team dominance. This is Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain.
Basketball player.
Here comes Boston, but Chamberlain keeps the pressure on.
As Wilt Chamberlain comes up with another rebound. Wilt sort of toying with the opposition.
Wilt rebounds for a fast break.
For the Eastern All-Star.
Chamberlain gets away from Bowman.
Chamberlain again underneath. Great shot by Chamberlain.
West leads by 4, 85-81. Goes knocked loose, Hurston back, Chamberlain slammed up.
Before stepping onto an NBA court, one of these legends was already a household name. Standing at 7 feet 1 inch, with a level of athleticism never seen before, the young center shattered records at the collegiate level. Dropping 52 points in his varsity debut, this was just the beginning of a legendary career.
Bill Russell, 6'10" center of the San Francisco Dons, biggest wheel in the collegiate basketball circuit.
Representing the Dons of USF, many feared to face him, his strength, Bill's hustle. Even while staring in the face of hate and segregation, they couldn't weaken Bill's muscle. Where madness and magic found a way to march and sing. Just think, it was here, on this stage, where the world was introduced to a young Bill Russell.
The San Francisco Dons at number 6, Bill Russell, tops of the nation in collegiate basketball.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, a different type of force was developing. A defensive powerhouse with an unmatched will to win, another young big man was redefining what it meant to play team basketball. Both had completely different playing styles. One was an offensive juggernaut, capable of scoring 100 points in a single game. The other was a defensive mastermind, leading his team to back-to-back college championships with an emphasis on teamwork. The basketball world didn't have to wait long for these two forces to collide. As soon as both players entered the NBA, their rivalry became the main event of the league. Every game between them was a must-watch spectacle. One side saw the most dominant scorer the game had ever seen, a player who could seemingly drop 40 points at will. The other, a defensive genius who could shut down even the most unstoppable forces.
Have the benefit of one specific system.
There were games when he absolutely abused Russell, but Russell's teams always won, so he left this impression that Russell owned Chamberlain.
He played for a great basketball team, that a great coach.
Chamberlain, with his jaw-dropping numbers, was the physical embodiment of offensive dominance. Averaging 50 points per game in a single season? Unheard of. Pulling down 55 rebounds in a game? Impossible. Until he did it. But what's more important in basketball, individual greatness or team success? That's where the biggest contrast between these two players emerges. While one was shattering records, the other was collecting championships.
This crowd on its feet, the best team in basketball all year, all the work, all the sacrifice, handling the enormous weight of massive expectations, ends tonight here. It's over. Time to say it again.
And that's what made this rivalry so legendary. It wasn't just about statistics, it was about legacy. It was about the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. No matter how many points were scored, the ultimate prize was the championship. Over the years, their battles defined an era. But in the end, one walked away with more rings, while the other left a legacy of statistical dominance that may never be broken. 11 championships versus 2. 100 points in a game versus the most dominant defense in history. 2 legends. One rivalry that changed the sport forever. Though their careers eventually came to an end, their impact on the game will never fade. They weren't just players. They were symbols of greatness, 2 sides of the same coin. They were the standard that every big man after them would be measured against. A rivalry for the ages. Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. Basketball will never see another one like it.